Hey, welcome back to Books and Coffee. In today's video, I'm taking you through a realistic day in my life during my JRF preparation journey, when I was also working as an assistant professor full-time. A lot of people assume that cracking JRF with a high percentile requires taking a complete break from work, but that was not my case. I was working from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., managing all my cooking and household responsibilities by myself and still studying for almost 8 to 10 hours every single day. So, here's exactly what one of my typical days looked like. My day usually started at 5:30 in the morning. After waking up and finishing my morning routine, I would start studying by 6 a.m. From 6 to 7, I usually focused on revision because I strongly believe revision is what actually builds retention. So on this particular day, I was revising cultural studies, specifically the topics I had studied the previous day. At 7, I moved to the kitchen. Oh yes, this was a task. But for breakfast, I made something simple and healthy, usually sorted veggies like carrots and broccoli in butter. At the same time, I also prepared my lunch for college. That day, I packed sorted amaranthus along with the leftover chicken curry from the previous night. So one thing that really helped me save time was combining cooking with passive learning. So while cooking, I always had something playing in the background. Sometimes it would be Paper One YouTube lectures, and sometimes I listen to podcasts on Spotify, especially lectures by Kalyani Vallath and topic-based discussions like literary criticism or certain literary concepts. So cooking alone was never a task. Cooking combined with passive learning saved my time. So I never regretted all those phases of my life. So after eating, I used the remaining 20 minutes before leaving for college to study a completely new topic in literary criticism. My college was nearby, so I usually left home by 9:15 a.m. for my 9:30 class. Even during my commute, I never let that time go to waste. I used that time to read William J. Long's History of English Literature, or sometimes I listen to podcasts using my earphones. At college, my work continued until 4:30 p.m. and on that day, I had an exam invigilation, and after that, I checked a few answer scripts and completed my academic responsibilities. So after lunch hour, whenever I had free periods between classes, I spent that time in the library studying. So we had a separate section for faculty, so I made sure that I used those library blocks all throughout my break time. So on that day, I had 3 hours of exam invigilation and after that 2 hours of class. So meanwhile, after lunch and in between the breaks, I was sitting at library and studying. So this was one of the biggest reasons I could maintain consistency. Even small pockets of 1 or 2 hours can make a huge difference over time. I had lunch at college and continued studying whenever I got free time. So after college, while returning home, I again used my commute time for revision through podcasts and audio learning. I am a chatterpie in nature. But during this exam preparation time, I tried to distance myself from the people so that I won't ended up talking a lot and eventually wasting my time. It was a little task for me to control myself from talking unnecessarily, but I had hi, bye and some deep conversations in between because we are human beings. We can completely immerse ourselves in studies and completely ignore the world, especially when you are a faculty teaching in an institution. So what I did during commute and all, I tried to use earphones so that people won't come and talk to me. So I used that time for my study. And in between, whenever I wanted to relieve or I wanted to get some time or breathing time. In fact, I usually went to my people and I started talking, but they were also aware that I was preparing for exam, so they actually helped me in a very big way that they will ask me to go study. So actually they also helped me in my process. And that on my way back, I usually stopped by a grocery store to buy essentials for the next day's cooking. So I bought some of the essentials. I took some bread packets and some vegetables, and later in the evening I usually went for a small walk. And yes, even during that walk I was listening to podcasts. So I am a person who really gives more value to physical health. I sometimes do yoga, or in this evening period just after college I go for walk. Again, the problem is, if I didn't go for walk or I didn't do yoga in that 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. schedule, I won't do. I'm so lazy. If I come back home, I won't do anything. I will just sit. Sometimes I scroll, sometimes I study again. So this is the restricted time I give to myself for going for walk or do something that will move my body. And again, if you have good physical health, then only you will eventually have good mental health. And I truly try to convert every possible moment into a learning opportunity. Even here, when I was having my walk, I was listening to podcasts. And by 7 p.m., after my quick bath, I sat down for my main evening study session. So this was usually one of the most focused study slots. I studied continuously until around 9:30 p.m. and after that I had dinner at home and then continued studying again until 11:30 p.m. I like to relax a little. Sometimes I watched calming videos from channels like The Cottage Fairy, which really helped me unwind after such an intense day. Or some days, if I still felt anxious or mentally exhausted, I would go for a short night walk, provided the area was safe. This was one of those typical days where I was working at the same time I was preparing for JRF. Weekends were slightly different. I still studied, but I also made sure to give myself some breathing space. I spent time doing things I genuinely enjoy, like painting, crocheting, and planting. These activities helped me manage stress and avoid burnout. Looking back, even with a full-time job from 9:30 to 4:30, I was consistently able to study for around 7 to 8 hours of focused study. And when I included commuting, podcasts, cooking time lectures, and walking revision, it easily became 10 hours of learning every day. So yes, it is absolutely possible to prepare seriously even with a job. The key is not about finding extra time. It's about using every small moment intentionally. That is how I managed my JRF preparation and eventually qualified with a 99.9 percentile. I hope this gives you motivation, especially if you are someone balancing work and study together. I can't promise this 10 hours in every working sector, but being an assistant professor, it was easy for me to find time in between. Especially during the time of exam, I just need to do invigilation, correcting paper, and manage my classes. There were days where I was handling 6 to 8 hours per day inside my college setup itself. Still, I tried to find little peaks of time from there and here so that I can study in every possible way. So trust me, consistency matters more than perfect conditions. So see you in the next video. All the best for your preparation. Thank you.